All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, buddy. I'm doing well. Hopefully you are too. Hopefully everybody else in the room.
All right, absolutely, guys. All right, guys. Good morning. Let's get to it. Let's start by looking at some of the top plays and highlights that we had yesterday. Starting here with Twitter. Twitter was one that was again gapping down pretty nice yesterday on the daily. Um, right out of the gates, you did have this beautiful drop, guys, that kept going. Again, you were dropping into the pre-market at the market open. Beautiful drop on that first 5 minutes, but then it found the bottom right here and it recovered pretty nicely. Actually, did a nice V reversal back up to the VWAP. Got a little bit of some ground going here, and definitely was a nice long yesterday right out of the gates after this drop, right? So turned out to be a pretty good trade. Again, another example of when you want to be careful having any type of bias, right? This can hurt you here. Obviously, Twitter has some negative news coming into the pre-market yesterday, and we saw that in the pre-market and then the drop. But then look at it after that, just became a long almost for the entirety of the market open morning and the day as well. Neo was a lot of fun, guys. Neo, I didn't take a trade on it, but I was watching other people trade Neo, and it was really good actually. This chart does not really show how great it actually was on the 1 minute. So if you look at this chart here, it looks a little bit messy, but again, you did get some pretty good continuations here. If you look at a 1 minute chart, I don't want to say it was easy to spot some of these changing directions, but you can see how Andrew was trading it as well. You had to be really quick in and out of this one, and then from there, after these beautiful candles here, and then it got really choppy. It's just that it have no direction, and this is where it gets tough, right? So you had a couple opportunities here. Great reversal here for a short that actually got a great continuation all the way down to 62 from the high of 67. Again, it's a really nice drop there, and then from there it gets choppy. Here we have plug. Plug was really nice, guys. Again, you have a beautiful start here to this one. Held the moving averages, held the VWAP, and then from there broke out from the high of the day, and you got a nice continuation on plug. Again, a little bit tough holding if you're holding through some of these pullbacks here, but eventually, if you took a stab at it again, you did get the reward here of the breakout. Fuel cell was nice as well. Again, not as active as Neo and Twitter was right at the open, but you can see here this also held pretty much very similar to what Plug was doing. A beautiful continuation there as well. VA was tough. BA, again, they had negative news yesterday with the crash that happened on 737, excuse me. So again, they're looking into that, but again, really rough start. Indecision candle followed by another indecision candle, so you didn't really get a good play here. It then settles down, but again, after seeing something like this, do you really want to touch this again? Most likely not, right? Here's Apple. Apple was choppy yesterday. It wasn't the cleanest we've seen it. We've seen Apple trade very well. A bit of a chop here in the open. You do have a bit of a double bottom here, right? So you see the first bottom here. Here's the second bottom. And then from there, if you got a great entry below the VWAP, you had a beautiful pop over towards the high of the day and then some, right? So that was probably the best play out of Apple yesterday. Then after that, it just becomes a little bit choppy. As the volume you notice here starts to die down a little bit. Starts getting a little bit choppier there. So that's what we have for yesterday on our list. Let's take a look at what we have this morning as far as the SPY. Norm, what do we got going on there?
A little quiet this morning, really. I mean, we're up 0.2% on the SPY, just shy of that, actually. Same on the Qs. Volume's fairly light compared to what we've been seeing recently. Just not a whole lot of economic data. We had some come out earlier this morning. Small business index was at 6 a.m. At 10, we've got job openings for November. So anyway, not a whole lot. We've got a lot more data coming in throughout the week, starting tomorrow through Friday. And then, yeah, it kind of an interesting spot. Obviously, we've got the inauguration coming up next week. We've still got the political undercurrents and everything going on with that. So, you never know if news might break there or something unforeseen at this point. But overall, kind of quiet today.
All right, let's take a look at our gappers list this morning, guys. We do have quite a bit in the green today, so you can see a couple of stocks in here popping up. Some of the ones we've been watching over the last couple of weeks, really. You got the Bitcoin stuff that has been very active. They're all down yesterday, but they seem to all be up today. on here, so we'll go through some of those. We have XPEV is on here, TLRY. So again, just the regular suspects that have been active for some time are on here. Tesla's up 2.3. We'll take a look at that as well and see how that is doing. And then the gapping down list, you do have, it's funny, you have one of the Bitcoins in here, BTB. BTBT, which is usually following the rest of these other guys. So they're sitting here. Go EV and some other ones. Zoom coming in down 2.3. We'll take a look at that as well. So let's do it. Let's start with our top, what's gapping up. Let's do our top five or so. We got a couple of low floats in here. A 15 million, 1.3, 17. Let's take a look at those. We got another 10 million here. And see what's happening there. We'll start with Vox, VOXX. What do we have here? Not a great pre-market. Wait, that's not the pre-market action, because if that's it, that's not good. Let's move over. Still not great. More volume, 181,000 shares traded. But again, for a stock that's sitting at 15 million, you need something better than this. So this is not it here, guys. Nice big pop, up 53%. You do have inventory for short here. So again, very attractive as far as the gap up this morning. But aside from that, we're not seeing anything else here. Looks like
They
some
had earnings
news.
last
Yeah,
night. They had some earnings last night with some crazy growth. So
gotcha. So that again, I just noticed that that looks decent what happened last night here. So this looked good. Hopefully that can drive more volume in here, but we'll put it as a risky pile here on our risky pile this morning. Let's see if more value comes in, that it can become at least more tradable. We have Plug next. Plug on our list. Wow, Plug is ripping this morning. What's going on there?
Man.
Wow, that's good.
I haven't seen anything fresh on it, man. It just took off. I don't know. There must have been news. I dropped my son off right before I come on the show, so sometimes I miss something if it's just before we come on. But I take that back. It looks like they've got a deal with some auto manufacturers. So,
all right, so they are looking really good this morning. Definitely on our list.
they've got an analyst upgrade as well.
Yeah.
So all that just came out here in the last 30 minutes or so.
Nice. So Plug is definitely on our list. Again, it had a gap up a couple of days ago last week, right? So you see that on here, and it held that nicely. A couple of green days there. So today up 14% already, 3.4 million shares traded. So this is going. Guys, be very careful with your share size on this one. Some of these candles are $1. You know, it can move.
It can move like crazy.
Yeah, so don't compare the Plug from the last 2 weeks to the Plug that we're used to seeing, where it barely moves, you barely get volume. This is a whole different animal today. So I like what I'm seeing there with Plug, but we have to be very careful. XEPC, this one here, guys, pre-market action, a little bit all over the place. We have 311,000, 12.5 up this morning. The daily doesn't look good. It's a 1.3 million shares float. So yeah, we're not going to look at this one unless there's any news that's worth watching. I don't see anything good on this today. So let's.
Not great to me.
All right, excellent. Let's look at what do we have here? STPK. So STPK this morning. Let's take a look here. Not looking great neither, guys. 452. We're up 11%. 35 million shares flow, but the pre-market action is just not. It's just not looking all that great. Maybe a possible, but even then, it's a SPAC. No, this looks like a SPAC. Just the way it's setting up here on the daily doesn't look
absolutely.
good. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Let's move on. SKLZ, this one doesn't look any better. Pre-market actions not doing a whole lot. You got a couple of candles in here that are starting to get a lot better. Hopefully that continues, but right now we can put this aside. If it gets better, throw it back out to us, guys. But right now it doesn't look good. Pre-market, the dailies also seems very choppy as well. Doesn't look like it has a great pre-market intraday action. So we'll keep that to the side. Fuel Cell was good yesterday. Today, their dailies looking very interesting too, guys, for a possible breakout. So I like what I'm seeing here on that one. They got great volume, 1.8 million, 7.7 up this morning. Yeah, definitely worth taking a look at Fuel Cell here. We'll throw that on there. APXT. Not a great pre-market action. Let's move down. Also looks like a possible SPAC as well, the way this is set up. This is just nasty here. Not good at all. Sorry, Norm, F you to you. This one here, not looking. This one doesn't look good at all most of the time. I'm not sure if anybody has actually traded it. It's always on our watch list, but I don't think it's really tradable. I mean, has any of you guys traded this stuff in our community? Just curious. And what was your the outcome on this? Looking at yesterday's action again, just barely no volume here, and yeah, just doesn't look good. I'm not gonna add it on there. SPI here. We've seen this one before. Not a great trading
Mhm.
stock. Yeah, this is not great. So I'm gonna skip on that one. I'm gonna stop here. Let's just scroll down on our gappers list and see if we see one that we might want to take a second look at. We got all the Bitcoin stuff down here, guys. Mara is one that I usually keep an eye on. That one is looking pretty active this morning. Let's take a look at Riot. Riot is looking good as well. It is on short selling restrictions. No inventory for short on any of these. Mara doesn't have any. Riot doesn't have any. Yeah, so BTBT has inventory for sure, but they're not looking as good as Mara and Riot are. These are looking very nice this morning. So we'll skip those for now. And we will stop there. Let's take a look at our gap up list this morning. We have BT here. We just talked about that one. That's not looking good. We have Meso here. This is also horrible. Look at this nasty daily. This is not good. You don't want to be involved with anything that looks like that. Go EV. Go EV is interesting. Okay, pre-market action. 180 down 5.6. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a second look at that later. Here we have O is down 4%, 764,000 shares traded. Pre-market a little bit out of whack here. Not sure what to think about this one. On the fence, the daily's not good though. Yeah, daily's not good. And the volume seems very
A
light as
read there.
well. It is? Oh, okay, yeah, the volume is not good. Let's skip that. Zoom, guys, ZM, again, this stock has been incredible. As high as, what do we have here? All-time high, almost 600, 587 around that area. I mean, just insane, but we are down 329 now. I mean, it's just a big drop here on Zoom. Down 2.6 this morning,
On a secondary.
200,000 shares traded. And say again, secondary? You
On a
said?
secondary, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. All right. Again, guys, usually not the best type of catalyst to trade. The good thing about Zoom, it has been a stock that has been very active. So you still can find some opportunities to trade this. But again, not one of the easiest stocks to trade. I'm going to put it as a possible. We'll come back to that if it gets any better. We'll take a second look at it. Riot is in here. And Norm, what kind of company this is? I know we had it before and we talked about Ride. They are down 2.8, 328.
EV stuff, I think.
AV stuff. Yeah, it had a big
Yeah.
day on yesterday had a big day actually.
Matter of fact, it's Lordstown Motors. It used to trade under a different ticker.
Gotcha. They had a pretty nice day again without seeing how the intraday action was. Seems like the volume might have been pretty light though. So again, you have to really sit on this one and wait for these moves to happen. Not sure, maybe a possible. If that, we'll take a look at that one. And then we have Neo. Neo is down after some madness yesterday. They are down 2.1 this morning. Let's take a look at their pre-market action so far. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. 5.4 million right now, guys. Neo is definitely a stock you want to watch. We do have inventory for short. It is not a short selling restriction. So this is a good one for today. We'll add it on here to our top of our list here. So we went through a lot here, especially on our gapping up list. There was not a lot that looked great, guys. So let's see what you guys have. Norm, what do you like this morning so far?
Just throw it to the room. We'll see what they say.
All right, excellent. Let's take a look here. Stefan, we'll start with you. You have STPK, which we did look at already. STPK, yeah, we looked at this. This is more of a SPAC. So again, they don't have a great price action. They don't trade very well. So we're going to skip on that one for now. The next one you had was BLDP. BLDP pre-market, okay, not great. They have volume 416, but they're not putting in a great pre-market action, right? Pretty gappy here. So again, just a little bit not choppy, but just gappy. It's not great. Looking at their daily does look interesting though. You have a couple of days here that kind of held from after this pop. Possible continuation. Yeah, it might be a good possible. This could rip if it gets going here. It actually looks pretty good on the daily. So BLDP, we'll add that on there. DKNG is the one you actually had. DKNG, no volume right now, only 57,000 shares traded. They're up a less than almost a percent, 0.76 there. But again, not a whole lot going on. Their daily though, I see what you're looking at. Daily looks very good for a possible breakout here. This is a very strong area of resistance right here around 54.38. If it can get going there with some volume, it could be nice. But right now, pretty dead. We'll have to wait for that to hit our scanners. Heading on down, PLTR. Let's see what PLTR did. So PLTR, their dailies okay, not great. Pre-market action not doing a whole lot. You said they had a great day yesterday. Let's take a look. Great day yesterday. They had a beautiful start, that's for sure. This is typical PLTR, right? It's kind of a hit or miss type stock. This is a great move if you can catch it. Doesn't start very clean though, right? This right here is not clean. Out of nowhere, you just get this insane push up here with a beautiful continuation. But this is not an easy setup to catch because there's really not a pattern there. Maybe a high of day breakout, but you have to be, watching that, or at least waiting for the scanner. So. But right now, as I see it right now, I'm not seeing anything great on it pre-market wise. The daily looks okay. Possible breakout here out of this 2661 area, which is a great area of resistance for this stock. Support. We've seen that in the past, so maybe a possible, but might not stay there. Let's head on down, guys. CCIV. What do we have? This one here had a good day yesterday. Today, the pre-market is very active. 10 million shares traded, 12.8 this morning. But this type of stock where, it's not doing anything. You get a pop now. They're very difficult to trade, especially the following days. Let's take a look at what it did yesterday. This is it here. This is insane. Just look at what it did yesterday. Broke out around 12:30, 1 o'clock. Looks like you just get this volume and you get this here. I don't really want to. I'm not sure what the news is, but I don't want to be involved in anything that looks like that. Really, the pre-market is looking a lot better today. But that type of stuff scares me. This here scares me. I don't want to be involved in that. So be careful with that. What's the flow as well on that one? CCIV. What are we looking at? It's not a low flow stock. 206 million. So it's pretty large, but just be careful on that one. Again, I believe something like this, the price action is not going to be as clean today. So I'm going to put it on here just to see how the price action is going to be. And I'm not going to trade it or watch it, but I want to come back and later in the morning and take a look at that one. Let's take a look at Oxy today. Daily looks good. I like what I'm seeing here. Nice pop. You had a good day yesterday. Possible continuation. Pre-market is not great. 145,000 up 2.7. We could do a possible for that one. TMBR. TMBR, what do we have? TMBR, no, this is very choppy, guys. So this pre-market, it's $1 too. I just noticed the price. So this is more of a penny stock. Again, our strategies just don't work well on something like this. So don't get fooled by it being up 26%. You got 5 million shares traded here. Again, the way we trade, this is not one that I will watch. Again, if you have a strategy for this type of stock, by all means take advantage. But if you do not try to apply something that's not going to fit into this one. Let's look at BMRRA. I do not like this one, guys. It doesn't look good pre-market right now. It's got some good volume. A17 up 34%. The 80s kind of all over the place. What's the float on this? BMRA. 9.0 here. So again, very low flow stock. So you want to be careful. In this type of stock, you want to see a very, very clean pre-market action. It might get there though, because it's starting to ramp up here pretty nice. 824. I'm going to throw it on here. We'll come back and take a look at it, see if it looks better once we get closer to that 9:15 time frame. LJPC. All right, LJPC, we had looked at this one before in the past. Not an easy stock to trade. Right now, they're up 54%, 7.9 million shares traded. They probably got some news going on today. LJPC. Let's take a look at what the float is on that one. LJPC. This one is sitting at 26, so not a low flow stock, but on the lower side. Again, very active pre-market action. We can take a second look at this LJPC. I remember watching this stock before. I did not trade it, but I'm trying to remember if it's a clean trading stock or not. That I cannot remember. We'll do a few more. Blink, let's take a look there. Blink right now, great pre-market action. Well, not great, but decent. Again, it's just a little choppy in here. Starting to get more volume now, so that's making this look a little bit better. Their daily does look great. You had a great day yesterday. Possible continuation on Blink. Now, I don't like the way Blink trades in the intraday. I think it can be very choppy at times. Yesterday, they had a great day, guys. Look at this beautiful pop here. So that was very clean. Not typically how they trade. You could tell here by the way the candles are being formed. But possible continuation today. Let's add Blink here. Let's see what's going on there. Apple, let's take a look. Apple's been pretty good. Yesterday was not as clean out of the gates. Apple here. Pre-market actions got some volume. They're pretty much flat right now. Their daily is interesting though. Look what we're getting here. Just kind of slamming down on this area of prior resistance that has now become great support for Apple. So interesting. I do like that daily, but the pre-market action is so-so. Let's see if that can get any better. But I do like this daily here because we could get two things: either a nice drop over to some of these levels down here, which are great. This 126, you can see how many times we have touched that in the past, or we can just hold and it could be choppy, or hopefully we get a bounce. We got a nice bounce here. So I think the SPY is going to have a lot to do with this as well. The SPY is pretty much flat right now. If it can get going one way or the other, especially towards the bottom side, right, towards the downside, I think we can get something nice there on Apple. All right, let's take a look. BMRA, we looked at already. XPEV, let's see what's happening there. This one, it is up 3.9, 1 million shares traded right now. Very active pre-market action. Not the best we've seen out of XPEV, that's for sure, but very active pre-market action. Their dailies, it's okay. It's not great. It's trying to find the bottom here. It's got a couple of bounces here. Trying to get to that 48 where it has a nice area of resistance. Yeah, let's take a look at XPEV. Let's see what it does. I do like the volume on it. Did we look at NEO as well? NEO, yeah, NEO is a whole lot better. So maybe we'll watch NEO instead, but let's keep XPEV there as well. Plug we have, guys, that's on top of our list. That one is just a monster right now. Continues to rip up 16.1 now, and almost going to 4 million shares traded here. So again, that's just insane. AMD, Blink we looked at. Let's take a look at AMD. AMD, I'm not, the daily looks interesting, possibly trying to get back to that 99 high from yesterday. Yeah, that looks interesting. We'll take a look at AMD. That's good. CCIV, we looked at CCIV. What was wrong with that one? Yeah, you know what? I'm concerned. You got this great volume, 10 million shares traded here, so that looks good, up 12.7. I just don't think you're going to get a great pre-market action out of this. I mean, a great intraday action out of this when the market opens. I do have it here because I want to go back and take a look at it, so I have it here as a possible, but it really shouldn't be here. For the way I trade, this is not what I look for. This type of volume like that and the way it's trading. And also just look at the history on it. And look at yesterday. Look at the day yesterday and how I traded. Now, can we be off? Yes, but you take the best information you have and you make the best decision to keep, stuff on your watch list. And what I have on this already based on history doesn't look very promising or good at all. All right, guys, we'll stop here. Let me take a few from our YouTube chat here. What do we have, guys? BP is a Gerard, so the VP is a foreign stock. We usually don't watch this one. This one's looking good today as far as the daily, but for the most part, they're not a great intraday trading stock. Very low on volume, very gappy. So again, I'll just be careful on this one if you're going to trade. You're not going to get clean moves. The spread is nice for the type of stock that it is, by the way, at a penny right now. But again, it just doesn't move very well. TSM, I see a couple of you guys throwing that one out. Let's take a look. TSM. I believe this is also a foreign stock, guys. Look at the pre-market right now. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is not great neither.
They got some news of Intel outsourcing some of their stuff to them. Okay, I've seen a couple of people take trades on this that were okay, but overall it doesn't trade great. It's usually pretty spready. It's not right now, but
yeah, this one is not great, guys. Again, they got some positive news on it. Can you trade it? Yes. Can you take a pop out of this one? The day looks like it wants to rip here to 130 easily, and it can do that. But again, it's just be careful because although the spread, like you said, the spread is not bad now. When value comes in, typically these type of stocks that are foreign can have a nasty price action. Aside from the spread, let's just have a nasty price action. So be careful on that. All right, BLNK we looked at. Let's take a look at XPEV we do have on our list. ExxonMobil, I think that's ZOM, is also is this ExxonMobil? Do I have that right? No, it's something else. Okay, I was gonna say ExxonMobil is also
XOM.
Yeah, so this one, oh, that's what it is. Okay, so ZOM. This one here is some Medica Group, whatever this is. Penny stock, guys. So sitting up below $1 here. They got great volume, but not really something we're gonna focus on. All right, let's take a look. DDD. Where are they doing today? They got an interesting daily. No, was this the one that was crazy active for you guys last week?
Yeah, nutty one when you were out.
Yeah. So let's see what it did yesterday. I know we had it as a possible. So again, didn't look like it was great. So you want to be careful. The fun might be over on this. But
Apple's tanking.
What was that?
Market's tanking. I don't know if some news just dropped, but the SPY just dropped pretty hard.
Oh yeah, we're going red. Yep. All right, so nice big drop there. What is Apple doing? See, that's what I want to see. Apple could be something nice right now, breaking through that. So if you're trading, that nice entry if you got in on that one. But that's looking good. Hopefully we can get a nice continuation to 126 there if you're in that trade. All right, let's take a look at a few more. Tesla. What do we have here? Tesla at the moment. Tesla has a great pre-market action. Aside from this drop that we're getting from the SPY now, they have some pretty good volume as well. So this looks good. I like Tesla. We'll throw it on here. Not the easiest stock to trade, sitting at what, 800 and something. But as far as price action, that looks good. NEO we have on deck, guys. That's good. Plug we have UPS. What's going on with UPS? No volume on UPS. American Airlines in the last 30 minutes looks good. Let's take a look. American Airlines. Yes, it does. This last, you're right. You're getting a little more volume there. You got a couple of bars. The rest of it looks horrible. But right now, we'll see what it does. We'll see what it does. It's not great though. Remember, American Airlines trades heavy volume. So 500,000 is not a lot of volume for American Airlines. We need to see more than that, and they're pretty much flat right now. Let's see how the SPY drives things down. But again, if the SPY drives this down, there's other stocks that are trading a whole lot better, like Apple. This is one that's going to follow the market pretty good today if it decides to continue on this drop. All right, BTBT we looked at didn't look great today. It did a couple of days ago, but not today. Mara looks a lot better, so you're going to keep an eye on some of the stock. You look at Mara. You don't have shares for sure on that one. Riot looks a lot more better too. So if you're looking at that area, I don't think BTBT is the one to look at today, just based on the charts and the volume we're getting. All right, we'll do a few more, two more. Let's do West Fargo, WFC. They're popping up today here. They're up 2.4. Got some good volume. But again, these banking stocks, they don't move a whole lot, right? So this is not great right now. What else do we have, guys? All right, excellent. We'll stop here, guys. I am going to head over to announcements. Norm, I didn't get to download the latest one you sent, but let me see if I can get
Can you
that
do
going.
that real quick?
Yeah, I could. So let me see if we can get that going. I'm just going to put this here on the SPY for a second, and we can give me 2 seconds.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks like that was a Red Book report on retail sales, down 2.6% month over month. As we've discussed on the show recently, the stuff's been relatively strong, especially considering the troubles the economy's faced with the virus and such in the last year. So that's slowing down, not necessarily a good thing, might freak some people out here. So I'm not surprised to see the SPY take a hit and go red. We were relatively flat anyway, but that volume bar is much higher than what we've had the rest of the morning. So let's see what else is reacting. Should just take a second, guys, for Carlos to get that pulled up. Amazon getting hit. Not really doing much to Walmart. Plug is just a beast. $63 it's at right now. Colton, I'm not having any issues with DAS right now. I don't know. It might be your location. It might be some. Oh, damn, Fubo. Fubo just took off. On my eye on this. I don't know. Is there any news that I missed on Fubo? It's hard to get news going while we're in here live. No, clap. It does not mean that. SSR means it's on short sale restriction. It just means you have to short it on an uptick. Nice. Could be good.
All right, here we go.
All right, man. If you would throw it to the beginning. Next slide. All right, guys. Success webinar. Tonight we've got Dr. Gary Dayton. He's going to be talking about common mental blind spots, how hidden habits decision making can affect your trading. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern in the webinar room. Next week, or excuse me, tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern, special time. We're going to have Credo, one of the members of our psychology team, talking about using mental imagery to help reach peak trading performance. And then next week at 8 p.m., our normal time on Wednesday, we will have Creda talking about you are not your mistakes, acknowledging your mistakes, and moving on from them. Guys, if you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of that day. It should have entries and exits and mark it up with the description of the trade and all the info you can to provide color on that, why you took it, where you did, entries, exits, describe why you exited, where you did and such. Post it on Twitter, tag at Bear Bull Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at Norm BBT. Also use hashtags BBT family, day trading, and stock market. We'll pick a winner for each day for the trade of the day. That'll be announced in the closing bell show and on Twitter. And then we will take all the winners from the week, and the team over the weekend votes for the trade of the week. That'll be announced Monday in the closing bell show and on Twitter as well. If you're watching on YouTube, haven't tried out the chat, use the promo code PREMARKET24. That'll save you a few bucks on the intro membership, which is 1 week. That's 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the chat. Doesn't auto renew or turn into any other kind of membership. It also gives you access to Carlos's onboarding class, which is each and every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you are looking to join, you can get a discount, 40% off the Elite annual membership. That Elite membership gives you access to all of the webinars, psychology resources and such that we have, success webinars, psychology webinars, mentorship sessions on Thursday night that Thor does. Use the promo code NewYear40 for that.
Here, oh, excuse me, on Microsoft, we do have a plug here. This one also just ripping nicely, guys. I mean, this is up 17% with 4.7 million shares traded after a couple of amazing days. I mean, just last week this thing was trading.
A reminder on
35.
Fubo. This thing's got an exceptionally high 40-ish% short float. Had that short report that came out on it a few weeks ago that hammered it. Now apparently there's news that the CEO is talking about possible gambling and some benefits from that was one speculation that people had, was that they were going to have introduced some kind of gambling into their business, and he's talking about that. That's what's spiking it, so a little bit of a squeeze here on that.
Yeah, and if they have a man, we seen what this could do the last couple of beginning of this, no, the end of last month, right? So we'll see here. This chart looks very, very good, so be careful on this one, guys. This could move. Already it's up 10%, and it looks like it's going to continue to rip here. So I just added it to my list. What's the float on this, by the way? Also, Fubo, we are looking at 54 million shares float. So again, very, very active right now. All right, so we have plug, looks good, guys. Fuel cell, decent pre-market action. Neo is great. Wow, Neo taking a nice big hit here. BLNK, I'm gonna move BLNK down because I already saw some other ones that are pretty much like better than the BLNK, so let's move that one down. Apple looks good, we'll keep that on there. XPEV is on the fence, we'll keep it for now. Tesla is great, guys, very active, but I know I'm not going to trade it, especially when I have some other stuff at a better price range that's easier to manage buying power, so I'll move that one down. Fubo is amazing, definitely going to keep an eye on that. I love the daily here, guys. Norm, we talked about this finding a bottom, and look, it ditches here for the last couple of days. It's been holding this 26 here, and now with some positive news coming out and the CEO speaking here, you can see the effect of this ripping. So, and also,
I'm in this. I just took this long a few minutes ago from 29.50. So
nice.
I've got a partial on it. We'll see how it plays out.
Excellent, excellent. So that's looking good. Definitely going to keep that on my list. Let's look at our secondary list and fine tune this a little bit. We have Tesla is good. BLNK is. I love the daily on BLNK. It could be better pre-market, so we'll keep it on there for now. BLPD starting to get going here, guys. That's a good one. Go EV, I'm going to remove. That doesn't look good. Zoom is active, guys. They're down 2.4. They are definitely in play. Their news is a secondary, so not the best catalyst to trade. But again, even if they had better news, it's a tough stock to trade. It's not an easy stock to trade. Look at the spread here, sitting at 75 cents. It is a higher price stock, which is, you're going to expect a bigger spread, but 70 cents is just too much for my comfort level. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Ride right now, no, let's get rid of it. PLTR could be a hit or miss. I like the daily on PLTR. Let's keep that one for now. CCIV. Again, this stock, we'll keep it on here just for entertainment. I want to see how it actually trades at the open, but that shouldn't be in our watch list. I don't think it's going to be a good one. Oxy, I'm going to remove. Their daily looks pretty good, but compared to everything else we have, they're not that active on the pre-market right now. In LJPC, I know we had this before. I just can't remember how I traded. Everything else right now looks good on it so far. 9.9 million shares traded at the moment. Daily's not great. It's not doing anything for us for this type of pre-market action. We'll keep it on here for now, but we'll be extra careful with that one. All right, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have one too many. Let's do levels for these anyway, because I think they're pretty much all look good. Maybe AMD is the one that we moved down, because I think AMD, yeah, let's move AMD down. I think that right now their pre-market is not really alive at the moment, right? It's not really got anything going on there. All right, let's start with plug, guys. Great pre-market action. This thing is moving. Be very, very careful. 63.90 is the high of the pre-market. Towards the bottom, low of the pre-market sitting at 60.86. So that's a good level there. You can see how in the pre-market already. Wait, is that the low of 60.86? How is that the low of the pre-market? We have some lower than that. Yeah, that ain't right on the daily. Not sure what was that about. Let's refresh this stock. All right, yeah, not sure, because the low of the pre-market should be all the way down here. But either way, 60.86 is a good one, because look at the level of support you have here in the pre-market action. So we'll figure out why that's showing that. There, it shouldn't be like that. Here's fuel cell, guys. This one, high of the pre-market, 1730. Pre-market is okay. The day looks a whole lot better. Towards the bottom, guys, you pretty much cover highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. And this thing has been a ripper. I know Eamon loves this stock, so I'm sure he'll be watching this one today. Here is Neo. Neo breaking down nicely. We're in between the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. So towards the top, you're pretty much cover. What you can add here is the high of the pre-market, 64.34. So we'll throw that on there. And then towards the bottom, the low of the pre-market settling in at 60.60. So we'll throw that there. And then aside from that, I don't think you need to add anymore, right? So you pretty much cover here. Remember, guys, this stock can move wildly. It can change directions very, very fast with some heavy volume. So you got to get in quickly, get out quickly. Even if you're in a green trade, this one can turn around really fast and put you in a rare situation. So don't overstay your welcome. Make sure you take those partials early on. As soon as you see some movement into that green territory, do not overstay your welcome on this one. It can really move on you. Here's Apple. Low of the pre-market right now, 128.60. We'll throw a level there. I really like the daily on Apple, because again, we're just kind of slamming down against this area of support. We broke through the previous day close line. Now we're getting close to the low from yesterday as well there. That's coming up at around 128.50. So let's see what it does. It was able to break through that because the SPY dropped. But again, it's looking really good this morning with some really great volume. As far as levels, you're covered, guys, because you have your highs and lows all around you here. So not much that you need to add. And if you look at these levels, right, the 126.43, it's a great area of support here. You see that there, almost resistance around this date here. Above that, obviously, the previous day close line and the low of the pre-market, beautiful area of support. That was prior resistance. And then you have your highs and lows up here as well, around 130 and 132.56. So pretty much good there on Apple. Great pre-market action. XPEV, guys, pre-market action starting to get a whole lot better. Starting to drop nicely here. So low of the pre-market looking at a 45.60. We'll throw a level there. And then towards the top, guys, you have your highs and lows from the last 2 trading days into the bottom as well, next to your previous day close line. So let's see what it does at this 45.59. It's trying to hold that now as the low of the pre-market at the moment. But great volume, 1.2. We do have shares for sure. It is still up 3%. So let's see if it's going to continue to drop here. Fubo, as we just discussed, this thing is just on fire, guys, up 11%. Their CEO is on TV at the moment. Aside from that, towards the bottom, you have the highs and lows from the last two trading days, and you're coming off a great area of support. I mean, just let's go back a bit here, right? Look at November, look at December. Look how great this support was here, right? It took a while. So this was a big consolidation before we had this great breakout. And we are consolidating for the last, 4 days, right on that same range, right around that 26.95 to the top of that 29.84. So are we going to see another breakout today? I don't think you're going to get this type of action, but this does have the potential to trade nicely here towards the top side, especially on some positive news. As far as levels, we do have a great one here, 32.77. You have a resistance here, you have support here. Above that, you have another one with a couple of great touches, 35.80. Resistance here, you got support there as well. Again, just looking really, really good there. I'm just going to mark this down, 39.04. Another one also great resistance. Got a couple of days closing around that area. Got a little bit of rejection there. And look at the drop on this day here. This would have been the 30th of December. So again, just a whole lot of levels looking pretty good here for Fubo this morning. So let's see how this momentum is going to get going here. Again, very extended on the 5-minute. Does not mean that's not going to continue to hit higher, but again, be careful if you're going to be taking a trade in the pre-market. Make sure you are following a plan here. All right, so that's what I have as far as main list. Let's look at our secondary. We have AMD that could still stay there. Tesla is good. BLNK looking good. BLDP, this could be good if it can get some good volume. This could be nice. The daily is definitely looking great for that, for a possible breakout here. PLTR, so. Daily is great. The pre-market action is horrible, really, but the daily does look interesting there. CCIV not doing a whole lot, and LJPC, great pre-market action. I just don't trust it. I don't know what's wrong with this stock that I'm just not trusting it to move to our main list. All right, let's see what our moderators have this morning. Let's bring down our moderators lineup. Let's get the visual going here and see what we got going on. All right, and let's bring this on down over here. And let's start with, who do we have here? John. All right, so, yep, John is the first one. So we have Baidu, Billy, and Roku. That's his watches for today for the top breakouts of the day. IPOs today, we have QLI, KUKE. Both are very small offerings, and then aside from that, we have tons of SPACs. And these probably won't. Again, just be careful with those guys. They don't trade very well. Tiffany's watching Plug, Fubo of Fuel Cell, which looks good today as well. Secondary NEO and Tesla, Amen, NKLA, EBON, TSM, secondary PLTR, GEVO, and also Fuel Cell. Mike is looking at Roku, Baidu. Jared likes NEO, Zoom, ZM. Again, they're very active this morning on a secondary, so let's see how that's going to play out. He likes Plug and also Fubo as well, with some fresh news out there. Brian's looking at Plug, XPEV, Fubo, NEO, LM, and NND. That's Lemonade, I believe. Billy and also CCIV for fun. Thor likes Plug, NEO, XPEV, Apple, and Peter likes Fubo, AMD, NEO, Plug, Fuel Cell, and LJPC. So that's our lineup for today, guys, from our moderators. We are looking pretty good. I think it's going to be a very active morning for sure already. Look at Fubo. That is, again, I think it's going to break. It looks like it wants to break 30.90. So that's looking good there. What else we have? Plug is looking very interesting. Beautiful pop early on this morning. Let's see if that volume continues there. Fuel Cell. Fuel Cell is okay. It's got potential. I like the daily. NEO is good. Apple is great. XPEV is okay. And Fubo is amazing. Okay, we have a really good watch list. Here's Andrew's list. He is watching NEO, Plug, Fuel Cell, and Fubo. So that's going to be on his list. Again, a very tight list, only 4 there. But those 4 that's all you need, man. They are really, really looking good today. All right, guys, on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you so much for those that joined the onboarding class yesterday. We had a lot of fun. We covered a couple of topics. We had a great Q&A. At the end as well. If you missed it, we're doing it again next Monday, so make sure you sign up for that. We'll wait for you there, and we'll make sure that we can get going and take care of some of the things, answer any questions you guys might have. So with that said, guys, take care, trade safe, and we will see you tomorrow at 8:30 on YouTube. Thank you for joining us, and then we'll continue in our chat room here. Brian and Andrew are up next to walk us through the open. Let's take a look at what the SPY is doing, Norm. What do we got going on there, and how's your trade? Yeah, it's
It's
still
good,
pretty
man.
flat.
I've got a couple partials in it. I might add back to it. We're sitting here just like you said a second ago. It looks like it wants to break that 30.90.
Yeah.
So a little pressure right here. We'll see if it breaks through. If it does, it has the potential for a nice big squeeze. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
And it does. You can see the ask. I mean, the ask coming in here 445 at 30.75 is usually a good sign that it wants to break through that. So we'll keep a close eye on that one. Take care, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.